Welcome back to the Grace-Filled Mom podcast. Today, we're continuing our series on biblical women and what their stories teach us about faith and motherhood. And this episode may feel especially familiar because it speaks directly to busy, capable, responsible women. Today, we're talking about Mary and Martha. This Mary is not Mary, the mother of Jesus, that we talked about in the last podcast episode. This is Mary of Bethany. She's Martha's sister, and she's also the sister of Lazarus. If you are familiar with the story of Lazarus from the Bible, the one who died and Jesus raised him from the dead. So this is that Mary. So just wanted to clarify that. Their story, Mary and Martha's story, is not about laziness versus productivity. It's about presence versus pressure. And if you've ever felt torn between what needs to be done and what your heart needs, this episode is for you. I want to set the scene a little bit. So Mary and Martha were sisters, and Jesus was in their home. And while Mary sat at his feet, Martha was just busy going around serving, trying to make sure everything was done and everything was perfect. And Martha wasn't doing anything wrong. She was doing what needed to be done. She was hosting. She was caring. She was responsible. But somewhere along the way, her service turned into pressure. She became overwhelmed, not by the work itself, but by the weight that she put on herself. Can anyone relate to that? I'm so a Martha, and I'm not saying that with pride. That's, I have so much to learn from this lesson as well. The weight that she put on herself, that moment matters because so many moms live there, me included. I want to get to the heart of this message. What is so striking in this story to me is that Jesus doesn't criticize Martha's work. Instead, he gently points out what's weighing her down. Martha wasn't burdened by service. She was burdened by expectation. And that's an important distinction. Motherhood often pulls us into performance mode, getting everything right, keeping everything running, holding everything together. But Jesus reminds us that being present with him matters more than proving ourselves to him. I feel like I need to say that again just for myself. I'm always so busy trying to prove something because I feel like those expectations are there. And Jesus just wants me to sit at his feet. This is such a great lesson for so many of us. Mary chose presence, not because she didn't care, but because she recognized what mattered most in that moment. So how can we apply this to our motherhood today? Presence over performance doesn't mean neglecting responsibility. It means releasing the pressure to earn approval through busyness. It means doing what's needed without tying your worth to it. It means pausing when your soul needs connection, which is what Mary did. It means allowing yourself to be with God, not just work for him. There are seasons when motherhood requires action, and there are moments when it requires stillness. Wisdom is knowing when to choose which. Jesus wasn't asking Martha to stop serving. He was inviting her to lay down the pressure that she was carrying. If you feel stretched thin today, trying to meet needs, to keep up, and do everything well, I want you to hear this. Jesus sees your effort. He honors your faithfulness, but he doesn't ask you to exhaust yourself to prove your devotion. I think so many of us put so much pressure on ourselves, and Jesus does not want us to do that. You are allowed to choose presence. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to sit at his feet, even in busy seasons, especially in busy seasons. You need it. You need that time with Jesus to recoup, to refresh yourself, to revitalize your faith, to strengthen yourself through him. We need that as moms. Here's a simple question just to reflect on this week. Where might God be inviting you to choose presence over pressure? You don't have to do more. You may just need to rest in what matters most. Thank you for being with me today. This was an important lesson that I know I needed to hear, and I hope it's blessed someone else today too. I encourage you to take this and just try to be more like Mary. And when you are Martha, just realize that it's okay to put those expectations aside and choose Jesus. I'll see you next time.